Alright, welcome to our third and final video for the Kickstart Binder walkthrough. We are picking up on the pack and go sheet that we left off from the last video. So I just want to clarify some things and go over. So per meal in the Kickstart, we want to have a protein source, a carb source, and a healthy fat source. So how we're going to decide on how much we have is by how many units you have. So if you have a 1 unit meal, which most of you will not, just to make this simple, we'll pick one option from our protein column, one option from our carbohydrate column, and one option from our fat column. So if we go straight across the top, we can have 1 whole egg, half a large apple or pear, and half a teaspoon of unsalted butter. Now if you have a 2 or 3 unit meal, say you have a 3 unit meal, we can double these up or triple them up, or we can do 2 in a row and then add an extra. So if I have a 3 unit meal, I'm going to pick 3 from the protein column, 3 from the carb column, and 3 from the fats. So I'm going to have 4 egg whites. I'm going to double that up. And then I'm going to have 1 slice of cheese. I'm going to have an entire apple with half a cup of grapes. And then I'm going to have a tablespoon and a half of almond butter to go with my apple. All right, so I picked 3 options from each column, but I did double up most of them. This one on the fat, I tripled it, and the carb and the protein, I doubled 1 and then chose an additional option. Now, if you read through this, as you notice on the left of the protein column, some of these have little asterisks next to the side. So what that means is during the Kickstart, we don't want you to double up any asterisks, okay? Now this is for a couple different reasons. First one is some of them have a little bit too much saturated fat if we go ahead and double it. For example, if I had a 2 unit meal, I don't want to have 2 whole eggs, an entire apple, and a teaspoon of salt, or unsalted butter, excuse me. I don't want to double up those eggs because there's too much saturated fat, all right? That doesn't mean it's a bad choice, doesn't mean it's unhealthy for you, it's just during the Kickstart, we don't want you to double those up. That also goes for mixing and matching each asterisk. So you can't have an entire egg with 8 ounces of milk and a slice of turkey bacon, okay? After the program, I will explain to you how you can make that happen. Just for the first 28 days, we don't want to double those up. Another reason why is some of them have 2 different units in them. For example, 8 ounces of milk has 1 unit of protein and 1 unit of carbohydrates. So if I was going to make a 2 unit meal, I cannot have, or I would make 8 ounces of milk. I would add a 1/4 cup of ricotta cheese, and then I might have 2/3 cup or 1/3 cup of oatmeal, but I cannot double that, and I can't pick another one because the milk is already taking up 1 unit of carbohydrates. All right, so I would have my milk, my ricotta cheese, 1/3 cup of oats, and then maybe a tablespoon of almond butter. All right. If you have any questions on this, please email me or post it on the Facebook group. I'd be happy to help you. I also recommend taking a picture of this and having it on your phone at all times. It's really handy to have on the go when you have to kind of piece meals together. The nice thing about reading through this is you can adjust the volume of your meals. For example, if I'm at home in the morning and I have a 3 unit meal, I might do 1 whole egg with 4 egg whites, and that would be 3 since I had my egg and then I doubled my egg whites, and then 3 carbs. I might have a whole apple with, let's see, I'm going to do 3 inches of any rice cake, which would be 3, and then I have 3 fats left, so I'll do a tablespoon and a half of almond butter. That's going to be a lot of food with a large volume. I can't always eat that while I'm at work or while I'm on the go. So what I can do is condense my meal into something smaller. So how I can do that is, let's take 1 slice of cheese, and I'm going to wrap it up into 2 ounces of deli meat. And then I'm going to have, and this is for a 3 unit meal, so I have 2 ounces of deli meat, which would be 2. I added 1 slice of cheese, which is 3. I'm going to pick 3 from the carb column. I'm just going to triple this wheat cracker right here. So I'm going to have 12 wheat crackers, which really isn't a lot. And then I'm going to add 12 peanuts. All right, so I have 12 peanuts, 12 crackers, I have 2 ounces of deli meat, and 1 slice of cheese. that's not a large meal. You could finish that fairly quickly. So it is nice to be able to accommodate the environment and the situation that you're in if you want to have a larger volume sized meal or a smaller meal. Alright, so your next page down is just extra information on the Pack and Go and how it's broken down. It does talk about limiting your starchy type of carbs, so like your crackers, your toast, your bagels. We do want to start incorporating more fruits and veggies in there as well. So moving on down, I have one more. So at the bottom of your sheet we have the freebies. So these are all things that are not going to calorically change your unit size and screw up your digestion, or your digestion time, I should say. So any type of salsa that you have, any type of mustard except honey, since they add sugar in honey, hot sauces and salt-free seasonings. You're welcome to use those as much as you want within your meals. Don't eat them in between your 4-hour meals. So scrolling down to our last option of how to consume food on this program. So we have our grab and go meal replacement. So grab and go just means basically bars, alright? So I know a lot of you have tried like a Clif Bar or a Quest Bar or different things like that. Here at Pursuit we have the Quest Bars and the Oh Yeah bars. So on here, the grab and goes are usually for emergencies. I always have one in my purse or at my desk. It doesn't sound like you need them a lot, but oftentimes you get busy throughout the day and you're running around town and you realize that your 4 hours is up and you have to eat and you don't have anything. So it's much easier to have a bar somewhere close to you rather than driving through fast food. So these are just broken down into some of the options that Balanced Habits endorses. We have Pure Fit, Balanced Bars, Quest Bars, Pure Protein Bars, the Classic Zone Bar, Original Think Thin, and the Clif Bar Builders. So they just broke it down into what they like and dislike about each one. I do want to point out that the Clif Bar, make sure that is the Builders kind. Alright, if you get a normal Clif Bar, it's going to throw your macros off. At the bottom, it does tell you if you have a 2-unit meal, 3, 4, or 5-unit meal, how much you can have of each bar. So if you have a 2-unit meal, you can have a Pure Fit bar, a Classic Zone bar, a Balanced bar, or a Quest bar. And then 3-unit meal, you can have 1.5 or a combo of any of the ones above. Or you can have 1 Think Thin, a Clif Bar, a Builders bar, or a Quest bar, or a protein bar. Pure protein if it's at 50 grams. So it's nice to have with you at all times. It really does save you from getting thrown off track. And like I said, we do have the Clif Bars and the Oh Yeah bars here. So this concludes our Kickstart Binder walkthrough. If you have any questions, please let me know through the Facebook page, or you're more than welcome to email me. And best of luck on this program. Just stick with your unit sizes, with your meal timings, and you will do great.